can squat to full depth, deadlift heavier than I did before.
Yeah, that 815. That's a PR for you.
Yeah, it's huge PR. I mean, granted, I switched to sumo, but you know,
it's the real deadlift.
I know it is. So yeah, and I was happy about that too because my overall lower body volume has been respectively low. You know, so I feel like there's a lot of strength that I have yet to tap back into. So I literally just worked on the form for the sumo, and I have a good group of friends down in Houston: Derek Thistlewaite, Johnny Kaufman, Nabil, Sawyer Klatt. And these guys are all like 20 to 22 years old, deadlifting like 800 or more pounds.
Wow.
And so the funny story about that is that I had tweaked my SI a little bit doing conventional like a week before, and then they invited me out to train. And so I wasn't going to do conventional again. So I was like, fuck it, let's just try sumo. And then my friend Johnny Kaufman looks at my sumo. He's like, wait, do that again. And I'm like, okay. And he just noticed that the hip mobility that I have through the mobility exercises and jujitsu just made the leverages work so well. My arms are pretty long. He's like, dude, you have something that nobody else does. I'm like, really? And he's like, dude, I promise you can deadlift 800. I'm like, really? And then so I kept working on it. And once I like understood the leverages and how to wedge my hips in properly, maintain hip height, it's like, damn, dude, I think I have something going here because I'm putting in very minimal effort and I'm like deadlifting. I'm deadlifting my life goal essentially. Like last year, like I want to deadlift 800 and then I'll retire from lifting.
What do you see, Mark? I notice as you're looking at that pool, you're just like, there's something. What do you notice?
His shoulders and his hips are stacked pretty good, and you can see the logo on his T-shirt. That means game over. That means someone's going to deadlift a lot of weight.
Right.
When you see that posture. For me, even with sumo and even working on it for a long time, my chest was like a little bit more down towards the ground, and then you start in that position, and if you just get a little bit off from that position, you're done. But guys that can get in the position that you're in right there, you can stay in a more locked position.
Right.
And it does take like a 2 Mississippi count to break the floor, but once you break the floor, it's done.
To that point, that was one of my bigger lessons too, because I relied so much on my explosion with the conventional that I tried to carry that through for sumo.
You had to wait.
And
you had to wait for the bar to bend.
And right. And so in result, my lockouts would be really sloppy and everything like that. And then
conventionals.
Yeah, it's I think it's in the reels section, like towards the top, I believe. But because what would happen is I would move heavy weight, but then like my knees would be soft and I'd be overextending and it just look ugly. And like, so Nabil and Johnny and Derek were just really like, just be patient off the floor, be patient. And I thought I was, but like patient is like being willing to invest like 3 seconds down there.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, right. And
you're giving it all you got and the plates aren't even off the ground yet.
It's crazy because the Nabil guy specifically, he's like 160, 165, and he has a all-time world record for 140 or something like that, but he's pulled over 800 in the gym at 160 sumo, and I'm looking at that like how can somebody like this size move weight like that? But to your point, he wedges his hips well, he has great leverages, he has super long arms, and he's very patient off the floor. So
yeah, you can see in that video where you're pulling 635 where the bar bends and the weight comes off the ground almost immediately. Whereas the sumo, the bar was bending, it bent more, and then the weight came off the ground.
Yeah, that was a whole new thing. Johnny had posted something one time that spoke to me. It was like the number of motor units recruited or needed to remove something really fast off the floor versus something really slow off the floor. Like it doesn't really change. Like it's not like trying to lift it faster is going to help you move it more in the long run. And I was like, okay, well maybe if I just trust what they're saying, just be patient. That 815 was probably the cleanest I've done. Even I pulled 800 before that, and it was a little bit sloppy. I think I tried to rush a little bit. The 815, I honestly thought I wasn't going to get it, so I was like, I'm just going to like attempt it. And I went like super slow in position, and I took my time off the floor, and then it ended up being the smoothest pull I've ever done, possibly with more in the tank. So
oh yes, more in the tank.
I appreciate it. I'm doing the American Pro in October. The drug tested portion for 198, and Jesse Norris.
Don't try to act like you're natural. I'm fucking with you.
At this point in time, no. Come on, dude. Look at me when I was 16. I've been taking trends since I was 6.
Yo, this is the funniest.
It's early to get on stuff.
I know.